All right, welcome y'all. Today we're gonna get into the Israelite white DNA. Okay, we're gonna look a little bit into it. I'm gonna do a introduction video on this E1b1a another time. Okay, but I was just trying to show you uh that the white DNA of these people leads back to the Israelites of the Bible. Okay, the Niger-Congo family. People I'm talking about. Okay, now 7 3 and 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, okay, or I can say Cush, my suppliants, even the door of my disperse, shall bring mine offering. All right, okay. Now, Cush could be Sudan. Cush could be right here, Abyssinia. Okay, this was called Abyssinia. It wasn't always called Ethiopia. Okay, this was called Ethiopia. Okay, okay, and by the Bantu of Kongo, they say Katiopa. Okay, Katiopa, which means center. All right. So, as you see right here, the word modern Ethiopia was called Abyssinia. All right. And Nubia was called the Sudan was called Nubia, okay, on this map. It's a 1710 map, okay? Now, let me go ahead. We're going to read this right here. EM2 is especially common among indigenous Africans who speak Niger-Congo languages and was spread to Southern Africa and East Africa through the Bantu expansion. All right. All right. So they're saying they came from West Africa and then moved down to Central and Southern Africa. But if you go by the original stories of the West Africans and the Bantu, they say they came from the East. Okay. So they came from Egypt and the Near East. Both of those areas. Egypt and the Near East. All right, this is Livio Sanudo, okay, 1588 map. All right. And it says Udarium Terra, meaning land of the Jews. Okay. Kongo. Okay. Katiopa. All right. Okay. Where we just seen the map said Ethiopia. It listed Ethiopia as Congo. Okay. Democratic Republic of Congo, right here. Angola was a part of Congo at one point in time, and I think Zambia was a part of Congo, the old territory of Congo. Okay. Congo was like it was a big, vast area. This right here, this is another map. Okay, it has the slave code saying Wida, okay, which means Judah. All right, like see right here, Judah, Wida, Judah. All right, all right. This is the distribution of EM2, as you see, in these West Africans and the Bantu, it's all in sub-Saharan Africa. The Y DNA chromosome. Okay, I mean the Y DNA that's on the Y chromosome. All right. Um. Okay, right here, this paper says E1b1a, 1A, 1F, 1As. The origins are Levantine, basically the Eastern Mediterranean, the Arabian Peninsula, and Egypt. All right. So, matter of fact, let me show some more examples. Show some more examples. Go right here. All right. I hope y'all can see. I'm gonna zoom in real quick for y'all. I can see a little bit more better. All right. See right here, E1b1a. This is one sample. Okay, the maternal DNA of this man was K2A. Okay, and his Y DNA was E1b1a. All right. This is found in Iran. Okay. Belt Cave, Abors Mountains near Bashar. Okay, Mesolithic. All right. Let me zoom over. See, and I'm zoom back in for y'all. Okay, where's it at? I see it. Go some more. All right, zoom back in for y'all. All right, so says 12,000 to 8,000 BCE. Okay, that's the date on it, and it was a bone. All right, now let's look at a second. You go down. All right, so see E1b1a. The mcDNA was J1C10. All right. Gonor. All right. Go back out. See. Okay, this is Iran. This was a 2. Okay. Let me go back. Let me go back to the other one real quick. I think the other one was said. The other one said. The other one said Turkmenistan. Where's it at? Okay. Well, Iran. The second one says what? Okay. The second one says Turkmenistan. All right. Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan. Right there. Okay. All right. Okay. So EV38, okay, that's the Basel BM E1b1 E1b1a. All right. Then it splits off into EM2 and M329. All right. All right. So now M329 is frequent in southwestern Ethiopia, especially among Omatic speaking populations. Okay. So people call the Omatic people. Now, if you read Isaiah 11, I think it says you're gonna gather the remnant from Ethiopia. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Those Omatic people. They have E1b1a. Okay. What they look like. Ari tribe right here. Minet tribe. Okay. Uh, see some of their languages. All right. Now, Nilotic peoples. Okay, the Nilos. These tall people. They're tall. Okay, let me read right here. Nilos are some of the tallest and darkest people in the world. Most of them are descendants of Ham, but not all. There was mixed between Israelites, the Niger-Congo people, okay, who are the Israelites, and Nilos. Some of the foremothers of Israelites in ancient times and today were Nilotes. Okay. This is I don't even like using the Zondervan, but the Zondervan says he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. All right. Um, right here. And a lot of peoples are people indigenous to the Nile Valley who speak Nilotic languages. They inhabit South Sudan, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, and the eastern border area of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. Okay, so the Nilotic people they live among the Bantu people. Okay, but the Nilotic people are not really in West Africa. Okay, I'm gonna show you the result of the Nilotic people being among the Bantu. Okay, I'm gonna show you the result of that. We're gonna look at some DNA reports. Now, well, I know for a fact the A haplogroup originates from the Hamites. Okay, but E1b1b, I don't know what that is. Okay, so that's why I got Ethiopian with a question mark and the Somalian with a question mark. Okay, they have the Ethiopians and Somalian. They have a high percentage of E1b1b. All right. Okay, we see right here A3B2M13 is common among Southern Sudanese, especially the Dinka Sudanese. Okay. All right. And the Sudanese people. Okay, this is Nilotic man. Then you got the Niger-Congo. Okay, Igbo. The Igbo man from Nigeria. All right. Israelite. Now, then a lot of people mix with the Bantu. Okay. That's what I'm going to get into. If we get to that, we're gonna see some like the DNA samples. All right. So Anuak, they in Ethiopia. Okay. Now I don't know. Let me see right here. They connect to the Omatic. Oh no, they're not connected to the Omatic, but they are the Luau people. Okay, they connect to the Luau people. Okay. Say the Anuak is 38.9% E1b1a. Okay. B is, I think, is also a Hamitic Y DNA. Okay. They have 19.4% AM13 and 16.7% E2. Okay. B and A. Okay, that is Hamitic. E2, I don't know what that is. Okay. Luau. Okay, this is Kenya. Okay, and it's Kenya now. I don't know about Luau in other areas, but Luau in Kenya, they are 66% E1b1a. All right. The Masalit, you see they 71.9% E1b1b, 18.8% AM13, 3.1% E1b1a. All right. Now pay attention to what I'm showing you, that percentages, okay? Some of them people, like very small amounts, is E1b1a, okay? We're gonna bring this up later on. See Luke, 53.3% AM13, 20% E1b1b, and 26.7% E1b1a. All right. And the Luau, okay, so the Luau of Kenya and Tanzania are an Nilotic ethnic group native to Western Kenya and the Mara region of northern Tanzania in East Africa. The Luau are the fourth largest ethnic group in Kenya, after the Kikuyu, the Lua, and the Kalenjin. All right. So Anuak, Ethiopia, the Gambela region of Western Ethiopia. All right. Now, the E2 that we just seen comes from the Alor people. They are part of the Luau. Okay. The E2 haplogroup. The E2 Y DNA. Alor are the Nilotic ethnic group who live in northwestern Uganda and northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo. They are part of the larger Luau group in Uganda. They live mainly in Nibi, Zambo, Pakwak, and Arua districts, while they're in the Democratic Republic of Congo, they reside mostly north of Lake Albert. All right. Now, several Y chromosome haplogroups such as E1b1a, E2, and B2a have been proposed as paternal signatures of the Bantu expansion. So what they're saying is, in the Bantu, you find three haplogroups in them, three Y DNAs. You find E1b1a, which is the most, okay? And most have E1b1a, the Bantu. And then second comes in E2, and third comes in that haplogroup B. All right. That came from mixing, okay? When the Bantu came into Africa, they mixed with these other people, the Nilotic people, and those people that's in modern Ethiopia. Okay. Well, hold on. Matter of fact, E2 is the third most frequent haplogroup in our sample set. Okay. This lineage is found at low frequencies across the entire African continent. Its sub-branch E2b has been found to be more frequent among Bantu agriculturalists and is therefore thought to have been carried by the Bantu expansion. All right. So it's the third. Okay, but B2, that haplogroup B, haplogroup B is the second most common Y DNA among the Bantu. Okay. Zulu, E1b1a. All right. Allure, E2. So I'm pretty sure among the Allure, there might be some people that carry E1b1a. All right. Because of mixing. They gave their sons, they gave their sons, they gave their daughters unto their sons and took their daughters unto their to them for themselves and for their sons. All right. All right, the city. Okay, they came from the Indian Ocean. They are Bantu descendants. Okay, they was trafficked in the Indian Ocean slave trade. Okay, they became slaves. The Bantus got captured, and the Arabs came and sold them to all over the Middle East. And you know what I'm saying? Boom, that's how they got there. So the city, I know they don't really like using this term, but I'm using it just because it's easier for me to say. I can't say the other word that they call themselves by. Oh, I forgot. Okay, let's go and skip down. Said they are primarily descended from the Bantu peoples of the Zans coast in Southeast Africa, most of who came to the Indian subcontinent through the Arab slave trade. All right. So, read right here. We observed that the Y chromosomal haplogroups B2, M182, and E1b1a, M2, which are characteristic of African ancestry, were present at high frequencies in the cities, but not in other Indians. Moreover, about 70% of the city male lineages fall into haplogroups generally characteristic of African populations. That's confirming the results from the autosomal DNA markers. Okay, the remaining 30% were CM130 and MA9, derived Indian or Near Eastern lineages. So you got H1A, J2. Okay, so in the city you have, of course, you have the either the rape that happened or the the mixing. Okay. Okay, now I got Jamaicans right here. Okay, you see Jamaicans, they got several haplogroups in them. They have the A haplogroup, the B haplogroup, and they have the E1b1a haplogroup, the E1a, E2b, and they have the R1b. Okay. R1b, that's found in what it is, Chad. They found in Chad. Among those Chadic peoples. All right. Now, why this DNA thing important? Why am I talking about this white DNA thing? Okay. The ancestors, they reckon genealogies. Okay. They went into people's genealogy. All right. You see right here, First Chronicles 9:1. So all Israel were reckoned by genealogies, and behold, they were written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah who were carried away to Babylon for their transgression. Okay. Nehemiah 7:5. And my God put into mine heart to gather together the nobles and the rulers and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. And I found a register of the genealogy of them, which came up at the first, and found written therein. These are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those that had been carried away from Nebuchadnezzar, or whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away, and came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, everyone to his city. All right. So the heirs are 83. Of the sons of Shechaniah, of the sons of Pharosh, Zechariah, and with him were reckoned by genealogy of the males 150. All right. First Chronicles 79. And the number of them, after their genealogy by their generations, heads of the house of their fathers, mighty men of valor, was 20,200. Okay. Read right here, Ezra 2 and 59. Skip down. Matter of fact, let's read all this. And these were they which went up from Tel Melah to Harsa, Cherub, Aden, and Emer. But they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel. These sought to register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but they were not found. Therefore, they, as polluted, put from the priesthood. All right. So these men might have had Israelite mothers, okay, but their fathers Y DNA, okay. They didn't go by Y DNA back then. I'm just saying their fathers Y DNA was most definitely not of Israel. They couldn't be found in the books, okay, in the records. Now, a lot of people go to 1 Timothy 1 and 4 and say this right here. Say, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies with minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. All right. Now, this is what I say. All Israel went by genealogy in old times. It was very important. If a man wasn't a Levite, they could die if they touched the Ark of the Covenant, for example. Okay. This scripture most likely has something to do with the house of Judah and the house of Israel. Those who knew their genealogy might have boasted against the house of Israel, okay, the New Testament Gentiles. All right, I'm gonna do a video on that later about the house of Israel and the New Testament. All right, the Gentiles in the New Testament. We'll do a video on that later. All right, let's move on. All right, just showing you. Okay, these Ghanaians. I think these are from the Akan peoples. Okay. Right over here. Right in this area. All right. Akan, right there. Yeah, Akan. All right. Okay. Deuteronomy 28:68. We all know this scripture. All right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. All right. Okay. E1b1a, the people that carry E1b1a went all over the Americas. Okay. And they went to the east. They went in the Arab slave trade, the Indian Ocean slave trade. They went this way. Okay. Went over here. That's how you get the city. Okay. And of course, us in the Atlantic slave trade, we went this way to the west. All right. Brazil had the most. I think Brazil was the first. They get slaves. I can't remember. I'm gonna look it up. Now let's get into the YDNA. Some of these people. All right. The slave descendants. Now, the French Guiana. Okay, the the Maroons. Okay. The Maroons are descendants of enslaved Africans who escaped captivity and established independent communities in the Americas. They are known for preserving their African genetic ancestry despite cultural exchanges with American Indians and Europeans. Origins, okay. Originating the Gold Coast, okay, so near Ghana, okay, and the Bight of Benin, regions that were heavily impacted by slavery. They are descendants of African slaves brought to the Guianas during the 16th and 19th centuries. Okay. The Maroon communities in South America have preserved up to 98% of their African genetic heritage. Okay. So they are known for preserving their African genetic ancestry. All right. Now the Indiuka, okay, of Suriname, Maroons, okay, they speak a language called Akan. Now, just off of that, they have genetic, they have relations with the Akan peoples, okay? Okay, they how they came from the Akan. The Maroons, a lot of Maroons were Akan men, okay? Of Akan people. Let me say it like that. Now, according to available information, the Noir Maroon population in French Guiana represents roughly 22% of the total population, with estimates suggesting that around 67,000 individuals identify as Maroon in the region. All right. Okay. And they have, with notably 88% of the subdivision E1b1a. Okay. 88% was E1b1a of. Now this is French guana. Hold on, French guana right here. I just showing the Suriname maroons. Suriname right here next door. So if the French guana maroons were 88%, which think these Suriname was. They very high percentage. They said they preserved their African genetic ancestry. They was real good about not mixing. All right. All right. 60% of African Americans who were sampled in 2007 were of haplogroup E1b1a, within which 22.9% were particularly of haplogroup EM2. They also possess numerous SNPs. Okay. Mine's right here. I got the U290. That's me. It says in 2021, there were about 20 million black men in the United States who identify as black alone. This was 48% of the total black population. Okay. So 20 million black men. All right, you times that by 60%, you get when you times that by times that by 0.60, and then you get 20 million times 0.60, you get 12 million. All right, so that's about how many Afro-American males will have E1b1a. All right, about 12 million Afro-American males. All right, the rest will be the other 40% will be R1b or the other haplogroups. All right, because that came from the rape, or it came from their ancestors mixing consensually. All right, could have been either way. Look at the Haitians. Okay, Afro-Haitians, all right, were found to have carried haplogroup E1b1a at 63.4%. All right, 63.4%. In 2003, the male population of Haiti was approximately 5.81 million people. This was out of the total population of 11.72 million people. Okay, so I did a calculation for y'all. So it'll be about 3,683,540. Okay, that will be the Haitian male that's Israelites. Okay, that's the estimate. All right. All right. Out of the 5 million. And then I look right here. It says there were various subhaplogroups of R1b. Okay. They have R1b at what percentage? Let's show the percentage here. Okay. But they have R1b, R1a. That's the European Y-DNAs because it came from the European males. All right. All right. Let's look at the Jamaicans. Okay. Let's see right here. It says 60.4% was E1b1a. Okay. 60.4%. All right. Okay, this is Jamaican male population. Okay, this is out of the total of 2 million. Okay, so about 844,086 would be Israelite, Isolele. All right. Mecca. All right. Afro-Bahamian. Okay. Over 60% of their paternal lineages was E1b1a. All right. Okay, these are the most common subclades right here. All right. More than 70. You won't be able to about more than 75% of Bahamian paternal lineages. All right. All right. 412,623. 2023. That's how many males it was. I mean, how much this population? Okay. And this the males. 109,909. And then the Bahamian males is that's Yisolele or Israelites. 143,181. All right. Got Kimbo Slice over here. Kimbo Slice. Yeah, I didn't know he was Bahamian. He was born in America, but I didn't know his people was from the Bahamas. So now, as you can see, right here, all right. Well, we're gonna get into it in a second. Let me go ahead and move on. Look at Puerto Rico. All right, now pay close attention, y'all. All right, we've been getting into something real deep. Oh, so around 52%. Then this the African Puerto Ricans, the Afro Puerto Ricans. Okay, around 52% of male participants carry Y chromosome E1b1a haplogroup. Y chromosome haplogroup E1b1a. All right. These are ones that self-identify as African. Okay. According to genetic studies, the average Puerto Rican male has around 21% African ancestry. All right. Skip down. The exact percentage of Afro-Puerto Rican males is difficult to pinpoint, with estimates ranging from 20% to 65%, depending on the study and methodology used. All right. So right here, 17.5% identify as Black or Black in combination with another race. Okay, it's 2020 census. All right. So go over here. See. All right. According to genetic studies, significant portion of Puerto Ricans carry the Y-DNA haplogroup E1b1a, representing a substantial portion of their African ancestry. All right. Although exact percentages can vary depending on the study, but generally falling within the range of 20% due to the historical slave trade in the region. All right. So we're just gonna say Puerto Rican males in general, whether they Afro Puerto Ricans or whether they the regular Puerto Ricans, the European Puerto Ricans. Now, or white Puerto Ricans, let me say it like that. Let me see. So about 1,542,086. Okay, that's how many males they will have. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican males is Israelites. It's about 308,417. Okay. So out of that many males, right? Only 308,417 were Israelites. Would be about, that's an estimate. So would they look more like him? Or would they look okay? Yeah. Or would they look like, white Puerto Ricans? So we've been getting to that in a little bit. Let me see where I'm at. All right, we into it now. All right. So let's go to the Brazilians first. Okay. Brazilian Y-DNA, a significant portion of Brazilians carry the E1b1a haplogroup primarily due to the large influx of African ancestry in the country, with studies showing a prevalence of around 30% of the male population carrying this haplogroup, indicating a substantial number of Brazilians with E1b1a Y-DNA. All right, let's look at the Puerto Ricans. According to genetic studies, a significant portion of Puerto Ricans carry the E1b1a haplogroup. Okay, it was at 20%. Let's do the calculations. All right. Puerto Rico, how many males they have? Okay, they had that many males. Brazil had this many males, 108 million males. Okay, it's not going off of just Afro. Okay, the Afro descendants. It's going off of the combination of both the white that identify as white and those that identify as Black. It's a combination of both. All right. So Brazil, they will have about 32,400,000. That's Israelites. Puerto Rico males, okay, that's Israelite, would be about 308,417. All right, so now out of the 108 million Brazilian males, 32 million. Just only 32 million would be E1b1a. Okay. All right. So this is what I'm trying to show you. Okay. You can have Brazilians that look like him be E1b1a, and you have Brazilians that look like him that be E1b1a. Okay. The Y DNA goes from father to father. Okay. It's an unbroken line. Okay. So no matter how he might come out looking generations down the line from his ancestors keep mixing, and getting lighter and lighter. He is still Yisolele. Okay? Just trying to get you to understand. And we just seen in Puerto Rico, the Afro Puerto Ricans, they was only at 50% of them had E1b1a. All right. So that means probably probably it'll be a lot of people that look like this that will have E1b1a. All right, probably be more. Matter of fact, let's say about even. Let's say about even. We just say about even. But they all ain't gonna look like this. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. All right, now let's look at Saudi Arabian men. Look at Saudi Arabian men. Okay, matter of fact, let's look at this first. Okay, this is Spanish. Okay, Spain got Majorca. Okay, Majorca Island. Let me see. This distribution is consistent with prehistoric migration from Africa to Iberia, possibly alongside mcDNA haplogroup U6 and Majorcans. Sub-Saharan Y-DNA lineage EV38 was found at a total of 3.2%. Okay, 2 out of 62. Okay, so somebody like him could have E1b1a. All right. So we're gonna show more examples. All right. Let's get into the Saudi Arabian men. About 1.5% of Saudi Arabian men have E1b1a Y chromosome haplogroup. As of 2024, the male population of Saudi Arabia is estimated to be 20,700,838, which is about 60.65% of the total population. All right. So the calculations. All right. So about 20,700,838 males. Afro-Saudi males. Okay. Afro-Saudi males about 1.8 million. Saudi Arabian males, 310,500 to 1,200. All right. So, 1.8 million. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So only 310,512. All right, would be Israelite. But would it look more like him, or would it look like him? All right. Then that's something you gotta think about. Some of them, when I'm trying to get you to understand, some of them will look like this that carry the E1b1a Y DNA. All right. They according to available data, the E1b1a haplogroup is present in the Middle East at a relatively low frequency, typically ranging from 2% to 7%, depending on the specific population studied. Higher concentrations are observed in certain groups like Egyptians and the Arabs from the Arabian Peninsula. All right. Middle East, 501 million. Middle East, males, 250 million. All right. And Middle Eastern males, that's Israelite, would be about 7,500,000 at a frequency of 3% of the total Middle Eastern males. Okay. Look at the city population. Right. 0.25 million. This is 250,000. Okay. City males about 123,500. City males that's Israelite would be 86,450. All right. So in the city, E1b1a is about 70% of their male lineages. Okay. All right. So according to available research, this is Mexico. Mexico is considered to be low, primarily representing a small portion of the population's ancestry linked to African admixture, typically found at a frequency of around 2% or less. All right. Within the Mexican mestizo population. This is due to the dominant European ancestry in Mexico, with the most prevalent Y DNA haplogroup being R1b. All right. So in Mexico, the term mestizo literally means mixed, refers to identity of those mixed European, mainly Spanish, and indigenous Mexican descent. All right. What else I need from here? Mestizo in Mexico vary from about 40% of the population to over 90,000. Man, 90%. My bad. Excuse me, y'all. 90%. Mestizo population in Mexico is estimated to be between 60 and 90%. All right. 2003, 48.5% of Mexico's population was male. This is based on data from the World Bank. All right. According to the Wilson Center, 1.2 million Afro-Mexican males exist, representing around 49.6% of the total Afro-Mexican population, which is estimated to be around 2.5 million people based on the 2020 Mexican census, where self-identification as Black was first allowed. According to the available research, the percentage of Afro-Mexican men carrying the Y-DNA haplogroup E1b1a is generally considered to be around 2 to 6%. Okay, reflecting a small but significant African ancestry component within the Mexican population, primarily due to the transatlantic slave trade. So, what they just said right here, Afro-Mexicans don't carry E1b1a in a high percentage. Just because they look Black don't mean that they descend from the Israelites, because their Y-DNA is something else. Okay. Read right here. So according to the very research, a small percentage of Afro-Mexicans carry the E1b1a haplogroup, typically represent a small portion of their overall genetic ancestry. Okay. So let's go and do calculations. Mexico, okay, 128.5 million. That's the population. Mexico males, 62,322,500. All right. Mexican males as Israelites. Okay, going in general. As you see, Afro-Mexicans, they don't have it that much. So who had this amount? Who has 1,266,450? Okay. Who would that look like? Okay, this is at a percentage of 2% of the Mexican male population. Okay, we just lowballed it. Well, matter of fact, that's how it was. It just lowballed it. All right. And there's only 1.2 million Afro-Mexican males, but they only have it at the Afro-Mexican males only have it at 2 to 6%. So the large portion of this carrying the Y-DNA E1b1a will look like Mexicans, the mestizos. Okay. All right. Say what I mean. It will look like him. The large majority in Mexico that carry E1b1a will look like him and will not look like him. That's how that you see how I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? We'll be getting to the scriptures in a minute. I just had to show y'all that. We get into the nitty gritty of things. All right. It's not about phenotype. It's about bloodline. All right. Yes, by and large, we look Black. Okay, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying some of us look like him. All right. And some of them that look like us ain't us. Is it their fault? No. But the Israelites went by their paternal genealogy, their father's lineage, the house of their fathers. That's how they went by their tribe. That's how they knew what people they from. what people, what's their nationality, their identity. Okay. All right. So now, so let's do the calculations right here. Okay. So only about 48,000 of Afro Mexicans, 48,000 of the Afro Mexican males would be E1b1a, and that's at a percentage of 4%. I'm giving them extra leeway. Wait, look at this right here. It's 1.2 million Afro Mexican males, and only 48,000 carry E1b1a. Only 48,000. Only 48,000. So look, okay, that's let's say he E1b1a, right? Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna go over here with the boy. Okay, let's say he E1b1a. He's already mixed. You see, he got a little straight hair. Then let's say he mixed with her. Okay, boom, got the son. But let's say the son keep mixed with people that look like this right here. They look white. The son mixed with that person. Then he has another son. He has a son. Then that son mixed with a person look like this. And then they have a son again. And that son mixed with a person like this. You keep going out line, they're gonna look like this eventually. They're gonna get white. That's how that works. All right. Okay. All right. Now y'all gonna say this. So I had to pull out the scriptures. All right. Let's read to this a little bit. We ain't gonna read all of it. We're gonna skip through some of it. All right. Because in those days also saw our Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. All right. Now, this prophet right here pulled his hair out because it was mixing. All right. He says, "You shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves." Then that Solomon, king of Israel, sinned by these things. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our God and marrying strange wives? Okay. Go over here. I want to read first. Let's read this first. We'll skip down right here. The people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands. Even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, and the Ammonites, and the Moabites, and the Egyptians, and the Amorites. Okay. For they have taken up their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the Holy See have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Okay. All right. Now, okay, let's go ahead and skip over here. And therefore, let us make a covenant with our God to put away all the wives and such as are born of them. Okay. Let it be done according to the law. All right. Verse 14, skip over here. Let all them which have taken strange wives in our cities come at appointed times. Okay. And they gave their hands that they would put away their wives. All right. All these are taking strange wives, and some of them had wives by whom they had children. All right. Now, y'all say, well, we can't mix anybody and anybody that don't look like us, and their forefathers, their fathers descend from our same people. You got the same white DNA, same heritage, same come from the same people. But you saying they don't look like you, so they ain't you. All right. Watch this right here. We're going to get into it. Let me see. Is it the next slide? All right. Right here. Boom. And this is Ecclesiastes 26:19. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. Okay. Okay, so to give Israelites pride in their heritage, don't mix. All right. That's what I got from that. However, right here, it says Israelite men can mix. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and sittest among the captives of beautiful women, and hast a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, and then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head, and part her nails. She shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And it shall be, if thou have no delight in her, then thou should let her go, whether she will, but thou shalt not sell her for any money, for at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. All right. So they find out a woman among the captives. Okay, we conquer somebody. Find a woman among the captives. We can take her to be our wife. Okay, doesn't matter what color she is, none of that. Okay. This is number 31 and 15. Have you saved all the women alive? Okay, this is Moses. Moses said this unto them. Let's skip down. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known man by lying with him, keep alive for yourself. Right? So, according to Moses, we can have wives of other people. All right? The reason I'm going into this is because I'm gonna show you something. Okay, look right here. We just read this already. Hosea 7:8. Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not. All right? It's not about skin color, okay? So I'm trying you to understand. It's not about skin color. It's not about phenotype, okay? It's about the bloodline, all right? Now, among the Nilotics, you have people that carry E1b1a, okay? Among the Shilluk of the Nilotic peoples, okay? They carry E1b1a. Not all of them, but among them, there's people that carry E1b1a. Okay? Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people. Okay? Mexican, okay? E1b1a. All right? Okay? You just seen only 48,000 Afro-Mexican men have E1b1a. Only 48,000 of Afro-Mexican men. Okay? Now the Akan, we already know they are Israelites. But guess what? Guess what the Akan did? According to the Akan oral story, they went into Ethiopia, okay, and they married wives, okay, from Ethiopia, right? So some Akan men in today's time are descendant will have let me say it like this. Some of them have a maternal Y-DNA leading to maternal empty DNA. That's what I meant to say. Excuse me, y'all. They have an empty DNA leading to Ethiopian people. Okay, the people that's in modern Ethiopia. Whatever they are. I don't know what they is. Just saying, whoever they are. So there's been mixing going on. Okay? Mixing been happening. All right. I gotta go deeper into it. So y'all gonna say some more stuff. Okay. I already know how the comments gonna be looking. I can already see it. All right. It says, and the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and Jebusites. Okay, this is just 3 and 5. It says, and they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons. All right. So when these Israelite men was mixing with those Canaanites, right? You don't think their sons were still called Israelites? I just want y'all to think about that. Let's look over here. Jephthah, the Gileadite. Okay, Jephthah the Gileadite. He was the son of a harlot. All right, Gilead begat Jephthah. Okay, now Gilead had a wife though. His wife bare him sons, and his wife's sons grew up, and they thrust out Jephthah and said unto him, Thou shalt not inherit in our father's house, for thou art the son of a strange woman. And Jephthah fled from his brethren and dwelt in the land of Tob, but he gathered vain men to Jephthah and went out with him. Let's look at another example. Saul the Israelite. Okay. Saul the Israelite. The sons of Simeon. Saul the son of a Canaanitish woman. Saul the son of a Canaanitish woman. Okay. Now, Shelah the Israelite. Okay. Judah saw that the daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua, took her, went into her. Okay. Okay. So right here. So Saul was the son of a Canaanitish woman. But guess what? I got it on here? No, I don't have it on here. But Saul descendants were called Shalites. Saulites. And that was a Simeon. They were still called Israelites, even though Saul had a Canaanite mom. Okay. Let's go to Shelah. Okay. This is of Judah. Okay. Shua was a Canaanite. Said, yet she conceived and bare a son and called his name Shelah. And he was at Kizeb when she bare him. All right. Shelah's descendants include Lada, Joachim, Josh, Saraph, and the men of Kozibah. Okay. You see right here. Father Lika, Lashish. Okay. All right. The descendants of Shelah are described in 1 Chronicles 4:21-31. All right. Now look right here. So Shelah, his descendants were still called Israelites. But guess what? Their moms might have been different mtDNA. It's gonna be a different mtDNA for him, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because the maternal DNA do not pass on from so a father's maternal DNA does not pass on to his son. The maternal DNA goes from the mother. Okay, it's a mother lineage. That's the maternal lineage. The Y DNA is the paternal lineage. All right. I'm gonna do an in-depth video on that if I haven't already done it. All right. Say the Shalanites of the Israelites, Numbers 26 and 20. Descendants of Judah by their clans were through Shalah, the Shalanite clan. Okay, Shalanite clan. Okay, Shilonites of the Israelites. 1 Chronicles 9:1. So all Israel were reckoned by genealogies. Let's get down to verse 5. And of the Shalanites. Okay, they were still called Israelites. No matter if their dad was mixed, they were still called Israelites. In Nehemiah 11, let's get down to verse 5. And Messiah, the son of Baruch, the son of Kohose, the son of Haziah, the son of Adiah, the son of Jorib, the son of Zechariah, the son of Shiloni. Okay, Shiloni is Shelah. Okay, so boom. So right here, Bantus mix heavily with Nilotic peoples, and E1b1a is at a lower frequency than West Africa, which has E1b1a at 80 to 90%. Okay, the Bantu man in Gabon. Okay, somewhere in his ancestry, he has Nilotic ancestry. Somewhere in his autosomal DNA, probably. Okay, he might have some Nilotic ancestry somewhere. All right. All right, we're gonna. Matter of fact, yeah, we're gonna just move on. I'm gonna show the Y DNA. We're gonna look at the Y DNA in a second. I'm gonna show that in a second. We're gonna get into this first. All right, so this is how the skin tones of the people back then would look, like way back when. All right, you can see dark. Okay, even in the Middle East, it was dark. Okay, I'm gonna show. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show I'm gonna show from the Jewish book, from the Jewish people's writings. I'm gonna show you what they say about Shem being black. Okay, that's a whole nother video, but I'm gonna show it in here anyway. Cheddar Man. Okay, this is man. You know, bones were found in Europe. Okay, lived in Europe during the Mesolithic period. Okay, he was fully modern human with dark skin, blue eyes, and coarse black hair. His skeleton was discovered in 1903 in Gold's Caves in Cheddar George, Somerset, England. Okay, according to current research, Cheddar Man's white DNA belongs to an ancient lineage within the modern haplogroup I2L3A. Because some of y'all would say, "Oh, he was an Israelite." Ah, he had that I2, that I haplogroup, that IY DNA. All right, which still found in males across the British Isles and other parts of Europe today. Essentially, this means his white DNA is linked to the genetic line that persists in modern European populations, particularly in the British Isles. Cheddar Man's mitochondrial DNA. So this is a maternal line. It was haplogroup U5b1. Okay, it's a European maternal lineage. Okay, mtDNA, mitochondrial DNA. He has his Y DNA, his paternal lineage was haplogroup I. Okay, the man was European through and through. Okay, see, he had dark skin, all right, and straight hair. All right. Now, what made the skin turn white or pale? Okay, the alleles of the genes SLC24A5 and SLC45A2 are associated with lighter skin tones. These alleles are more common in Europeans than in other populations. Okay. All right. See, major factor in light skin pigmentation. The genes also associated with lighter skin tones. Okay. As the alleles associated with lighter skin tones originated in West Asia between 22,000 and 28,000 years ago. These alleles allow white populations to synthesize vitamin D and digest milk, even with little exposure to the sun. All right, this is where you get pale skin from, just a mutation. Okay, all it is, alleles. All right, that's it. All right, now get into the leprosy. Okay, get into leprosy. Let's just do it. 2 Kings 5:1. Naaman, okay, he was a not Assyrian, but Syrian, okay. He was a mighty man in valor, but he was a leper, okay. They just look right here, and many lepers were in Israel in the time of Eliseus the prophet, and none of them was cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian, okay. Now, when Naaman went to Elisha, right? Elisha told him, he said, "Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee." Now, what did he mean by that? Thou shalt be clean. Let's look right here. Miriam. When Miriam talked about Moses marrying the Ethiopian women, right? She got a little curse put on her. And the cloud departed from out of the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. She was white as snow. Behold, she was leprous. All right. Look right here. Kings 5:25. Gehazi, okay? Elisha told Gehazi, "The leprosy thereof of Naaman shall cleave unto thee, and unto thy seed forever." And he went out from his presence, a leper as white as snow. So leprosy was about the skin tone, okay? The pigmentation of the skin. All right. Okay. Losing your skin color. Okay. Okay. Vitiligo. That's what it was. Vitiligo was leprosy of the Bible. Okay. Yes, vitiligo can cause your entire body to turn white in rare cases. This is known as universal vitiligo. and affects more than 80% of the body. All right. Okay. See this vitiligo. Okay. Also, color can affect part of the body, including the hair, mouth, and eyes. There are several types of vitiligo, including universal vitiligo. All right. That's what we're talking about right here. Universal. You can see right here, man lose all pigmentation in his skin, get paler and paler. And when it happens to us, it's like whoa, what going on? You feel me? Yeah, how we be. If something like that happens to us. All right. Now, okay, this book of Enoch, chapter 105, verse 1. Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech. Okay, she became pregnant by him and brought forth a child, the flesh of which was as white as snow and red as a rose. The hair of whose head was white like wool and long, and whose eyes were beautiful. Let's skip down, verse 3. This is Noah, talking about Noah. I have begotten a son, like to other children. He is not human, but resembling the offspring of the angels of heaven, is of a different nature from ours, being altogether unlike to us. Okay. Now, albinism is just it's an allele. Okay. It's an OCA2 gene. Okay. Come from an allele. Albinism and people of African descent. Okay. Which is an inherited condition that affects the skin, hair, and eyes. All right. Okay, you see, he's albino man, albino brother. He got white hair. Okay. See the red on the skin. All right. All right. So now let's get into Shem. What the Jewish say about Shem. Okay. Let me zoom in for y'all so y'all can see a little bit better. All right. This is from Perk the Rabbi Eliezer. Okay. 24. Gerald Brandlander, 1916. All right, let's go down. All right, go right here. All right, so Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with their several settlements. He gave them as an inheritance all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark but comely, and he gave them the habitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, making them dark like the raven, and he gave them an inheritance of the coast of the sea. He blessed Japheth and his sons, making them entirely white, and he gave them for an inheritance the desert and its fields. These are the inheritance with which he endowed them. All right. Now, go over here, look at the Y-DNA, certain population. We're going to look at some tribes in Africa. Okay. Showing that there's mixture that's been happening. Okay. We've been mixed. Everybody been mixed, man. Everybody been mixed. All right. I got European in me. But my Y-DNA is E1b1a. Okay. My paternal lineage go back to the Israelites. All right. See right here, the Bamileke. Hope y'all can see. All right. Bamileke is there was 85 tested, and 100% was E1b1a. Bamileke. Okay, they live in Cameroon. Okay, Central African ethnic group that inhabits Western High Plateau of Cameroon, according to Dr. John Bayo De Happy. Bamileke means people of faith. Okay. Gabon. Baptist in Gabon. Okay, we just seen a brother from Gabon. 795 was tested, and 79.4% was E1b1a. 6.7% was B. 0.5% was A. 6.2% was E2. Okay. See a little mixture in the Bantus of Gabon. See a little mixture. Okay, Bantus in Kenya. 51.7% was E1b1a. 17.2% was E2. 13.7% was E1b1b. 13.8% was haplogroup A. 33.4% was haplogroup B. Okay, only 51.7% of Bantus in Kenya was E1b1a. All right, Tanzania. Okay, out of 110 tested, 48.2% was E1b1a. Bantu, South Africa. Out of 137 tested, 54.7% was E1b1a. All right, see, there was mixture going on. Okay, in the Bantus. All right, let's look at the Benin. Benin right here. Okay, the Phone tribe. Dahomians. Yeah, Dahomians. I'm saying it right. 100 was tested. 95% was E1b1a. This is West Africa. Okay, Benin. All right. Burkina Faso. Okay. 81.1% was E1b1a. Okay, and 11.3 had E2. Okay. You go now. Cameroon. Okay, Cameroon North. The Chadic people. Okay. Now, the Chadic folks, they have that R1b VA8. Okay, they're not E1b1a. All right, they got the R1b. They say it's a European Y-DNA. Okay, but what I'm saying, they got E1b1a. You looking at the Cameroon in the South. Okay, 93.3% had E1b1a. What they say, Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo had E1b1a at 63.9%. They're like African Americans, technically. The Bantus are basically mixed like us. Okay, only about 60% of us in the Americas have E1b1a at 60. Yeah, on 60%. So the Bantus are just about like us. And all of us are Israelites over here in the Americas. So same thing among the Bantus. Go down. And we'll get into these Ethiopians later. We're gonna do a video on that. If I didn't do it already, I might redo the video if I did do it. Look at Ghana. Ghana have E1b1a at 92.3%. Okay. What that is? That is E1a. Okay. Back to Ghana. They have E1a at 2.2%. All right. Look at the Herero. It's a Bantu tribe, Southern Africa. Non-beings identified as over Herero. Okay. And they have E1b1a at 70.8%. All right. Go down. Kikuyu and Kamba. Okay. 73% was E1b1a. 19% was E1b1b. All right. Look at the Khoisan. The Khoisan, they said the Bantu came down and conquered the Khoisan people. They were the people that carried. Matter of fact, they came down and conquered the Khoisan. 39% of the Khoisan is E1b1a. 36% is haplogroup A. 8% is haplogroup B. Okay. See, the Khoisan, been mixed now because the Bantus were taking their women. Probably, I ain't gonna say rape, but there probably was going on. But Khoisan at 39% E1b1a now. All right. Some of the Khoisan is Israelites. Luau. 56% is E1b1a. This is we're gonna say Luau in general. Let's go down. Mandinka. This is West Africa. There's Senegal. 79% is E1b1a. Let's go down. Mosi, the Mosi tribe. Moshe. Moses. Okay, I'm trying to, it's like this little bit of something. Okay, 90% E1b1a. All right, Nunde. It's Bantu. Yep. The Nunde. Okay, it was only 18 tested though. Only 18 was tested. They had 100% E1b1a. It was only 18 was tested though. You see, 1, 2, 3. All right. Keep scrolling down. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got something wrong. I got something wrong, y'all. Hold on. See, Luke. B1A. See, Luke might not have E1b1a. I don't know where I got that from. See, Luke might not have E1b1a. I'm trying to find a Nilotic tribe that got E1b1a. We can go to Nilo-Saharan right here. And a lot of people. Okay, Nilo-Saharan. 29.7% was E1b1a. Okay, I'm just showing you E1b1a is in there. Senegalese, West Africa, 81.3% was E1b1a. Tutsi. Now, Tutsi and the Hutu, okay? They was going to war. The Tutsi, okay? Tutsi or Tutsi, okay? They were 80% E1b1a. You could tell you could tell the Tutsi are mixed with the Ethiopian people. You can tell they got the phenotype of Ethiopian people. But they are 80% E1b1a, okay? So they are Israelites, okay? Hutu Israelites too. The Hutu, let me see that day on here. Where the Hutu at? Hutu, right here. Hutu have E1b1a at 83%. All right. Yoruba, okay? This is Nigeria, 93.1% E1b1a. All right, let's go right here. Last two. Kosa, 54% E1b1a, 28% E2. Zulu, 20% B, 55% E1b1a, and 21% E2. All right. You see the little mixture going on. All right. Read this right here. Please zoom in. Says I am white and my ancestor was a free black man. Okay. Was my ancestor a free black man? All right. That's who it was by right there. All right. So let me go scroll down. So it says right here, 23andMe has given me racial administrative test results of 2.3% sub-Saharan African and 97.5% European composition. When I worked that backward, I believe Noah had to have been about 75% African ancestry. This scenario seems unusual to me. I will be very interested in any kind of insight that you might have. I would also like to have a reading list to help me understand the history of the free color persons at the beginning of the 19th century. Sylvia Wallace Snapping. Okay. Says right here. Go down. Where is it at? It's up in the top somewhere. Okay. Go scroll down. It's in here somewhere. Where's it at? Oh, I'm looking for it. Okay, right here. So what she says. She says, my brother had his DNA analyzed by Ancestry.com in 2008. His paternal haplogroup is E1b1a. My family name is Wallace. I haven't been able to trace our Wallace family tree back any further than our fourth great grandfather, John Wallace, who was born before 1785. He was listed in the 1840 census as a free colored person, along with his sons John and Noah. The latter is our third great grandfather. Okay, so she has E1b1a. All right. Well, her father has E1b1a. We'll say it like that. Her brother has E1b1a, but she's descended from E1b1a male, so they will make her an Israelite. All right. They will look white though. They will look. Her dad will look white. His dad will look white because they've been mixing. All right. Look, another example right here. Somebody white that has E1b1a. So it says right here, it says, my son took the 23andMe test. The results came back very confusing. His haplogroup came back E1b1a with the EU175. But what was odd, it said it was out of without some markers. When I researched that had only been discovered in one other person in a study in Africa. However, his autosomal DNA was 99.1% Northern European. Well, 0.9 unidentifiable. The breakdown was just as we expected from a genealogical research, 50% German from the Rhineland and 11% Scandinavian from Copenhagen and the rest from the British Isles. How is all this possible? All right. So boom. All right, this is a Mexican, white Hispanic with an African haplogroup EM4254. Okay, this is E1b1a. All right. This haplogroup he has is E1b1a. Zoom in for y'all. Says, I grew up white, although there was a time when my body was trying to decide what I would look like in a period of tan. Excuse me. Cut to years later, I discovered my dad wasn't my real dad, and I had a Mexican dad. After doing DNA tests, I got the results and such, but it wasn't until about a few months later I read my haplogroup and was surprised. Not only did I become Mexican, but I was now descended from Africans. Okay, to scroll down. There's another guy right here. Says, I am Venezuelan, and my haplogroup is also EM4254, LO DNA cousin. So he's also E1b1a. All right. See if anybody else E1b1a. Scroll down some more. All right. So now, let's do this. Let's do this right here. Do this right here. Yep. All right. Okay. The sons of Reuben. Okay, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but because he defiled his father's couch, his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel, and the genealogy is not to be reckoned after their birthright, after the birthright. Okay, First Chronicles 5 and 7. Okay, this is like yeah, you know, when I told y'all that we went by the genealogy, it's extra ammunition. Okay. First Chronicles 5 and 7. His brothers by their families, when the genealogy of the generations was reckoned, the chief, Jeiel, and Zechariah. Okay, all these are reckoned by genealogies. In the days of Jotham, king of Judah, and the days of Jehoram, king of Israel. This First Chronicles 5 and 17. First Chronicles 7 and 5. Their brothers among all the families of Issachar, mighty men of valor, reckoned in all by genealogy, were 87,000. Okay, First Chronicles 7:7, the sons of Bela, Esbon, and Uzi, and Uziel, and Jeremoth, and Eri, 5 heads of the fathers' houses, mighty men of valor, and they were reckoned by genealogy 22,034. First Chronicles 7:9, they were reckoned by genealogy after their generations, heads of their fathers' houses, mighty men of valor, 20,200. First Chronicles 7:40, all these were the children of Asher, heads of their fathers' houses, choice and mighty men of valor, chief of the princes. The number of them reckoned by genealogy for service and war was 26,000 men. Okay, all Israel were reckoned by genealogies. Okay, all right. So, let's read right here. Scroll down, scroll down. Okay, Second Chronicles 31:17, and those who were reckoned by genealogy of the priests by their fathers' houses, and the Levites from 20 years old and upward, and the officers by their divisions. Second Chronicles 31:18, and those who were reckoned by genealogy of their little ones, their wives, and their sons, and their daughters, all the congregation, for in the office of trust they sanctified themselves in holiness. Okay. Second Chronicles 31:19. Also for the sons of Aaron the priest were in the fields in the suburbs of the cities. In every city there were men who were mentioned by name to give portion of all the males among the priests, and to all who were reckoned by genealogy among the Levites. All right. Yeah, I get the point. You know what I'm saying? Reckoned. We went by genealogies. Okay, went by DNA. Okay. Well, you can say DNA because basically this what it is. Going by your father's house. Okay. So we can say, looking into why DNA today, look into why DNA today can help you trace your ancestors. Okay, who you descend from. So with that, I'm gonna say peace. Now, I hope y'all got some understanding.